No, you unmuted it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Port Allegany's High School Gymnasium for the JV volleyball game between the Port Allegany Gators and the visiting Smethport Hubbers. Tonight's starting lineup for Port Allegany's JV: number 4, Peyton Neff; number 6, Sierra Shutt; number 7, Trinity Sneed; number 13, Carly Tanner; number 17, Addison Weimer; and number 19, Emily Snyder. That was Smethport's starting lineups. Port Allegany starting lineups: number 7, Lily Lehmeyer; number 8, Alyssa Tanner; number 11, Isla Lehmeyer; number 12, Willow Sowers; number 13, Bree Daniels. Maddie Eric will be the libero, number 20, and number 22, Bren Evans. Service was won by the Gators. Back to serve for Port Allegany, Carly Tanner. Tonight's officials are Bill Howard and Marvin Morris. Dug by Shields into the net. Point, Port Allegany. Ball called in, ace, 2-0 Port Allegany. Dug by Shields, 3-ball over by Neff. Set. Sowers over. Sneed. 3-ball to Tanner. Tanner now up. Tanner over. Shields again. 3-ball. Set. Swing in the middle by Evans. Dug by Shields. Big swing. Tanner with the up. Evans over. Sowers ups it. 3-ball over by Sowers. Ball falls out into the crowd. 3-0 Port Allegany. Ace off of Sneed, 4-0. Tanner, 4 straight points, service points with 2 aces. Yes, I did, Jinkster. Into the net, 4-1. Back to serve for Smethport will be number 6. Sarah Shutt. Shut service out. 5-1 Port Allegany. Willow Sowers back for Port Allegany at the service line. Set. Back up. Swing by number 8. Alyssa Tanner down the line for the kill. 6-1 Port Allegany. The southpaw Sowers back to serve. Shank, nice save, but out. 7-1 Port Allegany. That serve was off the hands of number 13, Carly Tanner. Smethport with a timeout with Port Allegany leading early in game 1, 7-1. All right, Sowers back again. Port Allegany with a 7-1 lead. Southpaw serve up. Shields of libero up for Smethport, but out. 8-1. Sowers again. Service is up. Dug by Tanner. Kill by number 19, Emily Snyder. Point to Smethport. Serving now for Smethport, number 13, Carly Tanner. Libero Eric with the up. Over. Swing by Tanner. Joust at the net. Won by number 7 for Port Allegany. Lily Lehmeyer. Point to the Gators. 9-2 back to serve for Port Allegany. Number 22, Bren Evans. Service up. 3-ball played off. Falls to the ground. Point. Smethport making the score 9-3 in favor of Port Allegany. Back to serve now, number 19, Emily Snyder. Eric with the up. Evans sets. 3-ball over by Lehmeyer. Eric. Evans. Swing by Tanner. Falls to the ground. Point Port Allegany. 10-3. Back to serve for Port Allegany. Number 8, Alyssa Tanner. Shut up. Swing, tip, block. Up by Evans. Ball hits the ground, point Port Allegany. Elena McCurvey in for Port Allegany. Swing, Sowers up, no good, point. Smethport makes it 11-4. Back to serve for Smethport, number 7, Trinity Sneed. Into the net, 12-4, Port Allegany. Coming into the game now for Port Allegany is number 5, Gracie Donovan. Donovan into the back row. Lily Lehmeyer, number 7, back to serve. Three ball over by Smethport. Donovan, Evans with a set. Swing by McCurvey. Doug. Donovan again with the up. Evans goes the other way to Sowers. Sowers with a kill. 13-4, Port Allegany. Lehmeyer back to serve again. Ace. 14-4, Port Allegany. Lehmeyer again. Over. Sowers saves it. Point. Smethport. 14-5. Port Allegany leading. Smethport serving. Back to serve for Smethport, number 4, Peyton Neff. Neff's service is out. 15-5, Port Allegany. Sub now coming in. Number 11, Isla Lehmeyer. She replaces McCurvey. Lehmeyer back to serve. Short into the net. Point Smethport, 15-6. Libero out. Snyder in for the libero. Shields back to serve, number 17, Addison Weimer. Weimer serve. Donovan with the over, tipped by Daniels. Back up. Smethport swing out. 16-6, Port Allegany. Back to serve now for Port Allegany. Number 20, Maddie Eric, the freshman libero. Port Allegany with a few subs. Back in now is Tanner and Evans. Eric's serve didn't have the distance. 16-7. Smethport with the serve, trailing 16-7. Shut back. Shut serve. Dug by the libero Eric over on a 3-ball. Really the first hit. Good enough for the point, 17-7. Sowers back to serve. Sowers a serve, up by Neff. Snyder with the over. Back to serve for Smethport, number 13, Carly Tanner. Tanner serve. Eric with the up. Lehmeyer to her sister Lehmeyer. 3-ball over. Eric up. Lehmeyer with a tip. Called for a carry. 17-9 now. Port Allegany with an 8-point lead. Carly Tanner back to serve again. Eric up. Leomeyer sets. Swing by Tanner. Still up. Goes off 2 hits. Falls to the floor. Port Allegany now up 18-9. Back for Port Allegany, Bryn Evans. Evans serve. Ace. 19-9. Service by Evans. 3 ball off the ceiling, no good. 19-9 now, Port Allegany. Evans again to serve. Sub coming in for Port Allegany. Number 6, Haley Thomas replaces number 7, Lily Leomeyer. So Thomas in for Leomeyer. Evans to serve. Swing by Snyder into the net. 21-9 Port Allegany. Another nice serve by Evans, kept alive, jousted to net. Tanner with the over, Evans with a push. Sowers up. Evans sets up number 11, Leomeyer. 3 ball into the net. 22-9 Port Allegany. Evans still with the serve. Now in for Port Allegany, number 17, Sabrina Reed. Evans still at the service line. Ball falls to the floor, 23-9. Evans again. 3 ball swing by Snyder. Dug by Eric. Over to Leomeyer. Leomeyer now 3 ball swing again by Snyder, this time from the middle. Eric with a dig, saved by Leomeyer. Pushed by Evans. Tip. Reed with the up, now over. Over past Tanner. Eric keeps it alive. Leomeyer with the over. Big swing by Snyder. Out, 24-9. Port Allegany with 14 game points. Evans a serve. Tip. Tanner with the over, no good, out of bounds. 24-10. Back to serve. Number 19, Emily Snyder. Snyder's up. Reed with up. Saved. Evans with the 3 ball over. Sets 3 ball. Reed. Evans over. Now for the up. Eric. Evans sets. Push by Leomeyer. Swing by number 17. One-handed up by Eric, not enough. 24-11, Port Allegany with the lead. Smethport serving, down 13. Ace. For Snyder. Evans sets. Over by Thomas. Set, swing by number 17, Weimer. Eric with the up. Lemeyer mishits. 24-13. Eric. Lemeyer, quick three ball over. Point. Game one goes to the Port Allegany Gators, 25-13. We'll be right back with the start of game two. Okay, we're back. Okay, Port Allegany with the win in game one, 25-13. Smethport set to serve, back to serve for Smethport, number 6. Sarah Schott. Shot at the service line. Out. 1-0 Port Allegany. Daniel serving for Port Allegany. Daniels to serve. Up. Kept alive. Snyder with the three ball over. Daniels off her fingertips. 1-1. Serving for Smethport, number 13, Carly Tanner. Tanner serve. Lemeyer with the up. Big swing by Tanner. Service up. Three ball over. Lemeyer sets. Swing in the middle for Evans. Blocked by Snyder. Smethport up 2-1. Tanner serve. Short. 2-2. Willa Sowers, the southpaw, back to serve for Port Allegany. Sowers to serve. Dug by Snyder. Up. Snyder with the three ball over. Eric comes up. Lemeyer sets. Swing by Sister Lemeyer. Snyder with a swing into the net. 3-2 Port Allegany. Sowers still serving. Sowers to serve into the net. 3-3. Back to serve, number 19, Emily Snyder. Eric. Evans. Lehmeyer over. Snyder. Goodman, swing by Weimer into the net, 4-3. Evans back to serve. Evans is serve into the net, 4-4. Macy Smith, number 12, in for Smethport, back to serve. Serve. Mishit by McCurvey. Point. Ace for Smith. Smith serve again. Eric with up. Evans pushes over. Comes back, just barely hits the net, goes over. 6-4. Point for Smethport. 6-4. Smethport with the lead. Smith back to serve again. McCurvey up. Eric keeps it alive. Sowers with the over. Set, big swing. Carry called by number 4, Peyton Neff. Sorry, number 24, Jenna Goodman. Back to serve for Port Allegany, number 8, Elisa Taylor. Taylor serve, short. 7-5, Smethport with the lead. Number 24, Jenna Goodman back to serve. Goodman serve, up by Daniels. Evans, Lehmeyer in the middle. Goodman sets, swing by number 17, Weimer, kept alive. 3-ball over by Lehmeyer. Goodman sets. Evans up. Daniels over. Goodman. Swing by number 17 against Weimer, still alive. 3-ball over by Lehmeyer. Falls to the ground, point Port Allegany. 7-6. Hey, we got some new equipment here. Thanks again to Ian for hooking us up. Got a bunch of new stuff that we got to learn to play with today, so appreciate Ian and all he does for the streaming. I'm about to give way to pretty much the volleyball voice, Dan Funk.
As he walks away.
Point Port Allegany, yeah. Making it 7-7. Lily Lehmeyer back to serve. Lehmeyer serves out. Point. Smethport, okay. Dan's going to take over. I got to go watch my daughter, so here's Dan.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. Oh, alrighty. I got to learn a whole bunch of players real fast because I just came in here, folks, and just not paying attention. And Sean's the one who had all the notes in front of him. I just came from a soccer game from the varsity boys, Port United, where they won 3-1 versus St. Mary's. So there's another win for the Gators.
It's okay, Dan. We believe in you.
Thanks, Ian. Appreciate it.
Unfortunately, though, as much as I wanted to hang out with you for a bit, I have just been informed that I need to run away.
You need to run away?
I have to go, like, right now.
Alrighty. Well, looks like, folks, my support just disappearing as soon as I walk in.
They still love you, buddy.
That's how much they appreciate me here, folks. Alrighty, let's try and catch up to these guys, see what's going on. Libero, Eric, up to serve. as the referee gives the go-ahead whistle. And that careens off of Goodman out of bounds. And Port takes a quick, small lead. And there's an ace for Eric, as Shields was not able to actually get that to pick up on her, unable to dig that up. And Eric's third goes long. Up for Smethport is Tanner. That's good and drops down for an ace. So yeah, the past couple of days really have been a fury of activity for all the sporting events happening. As the varsity football team won against Kane, and then the varsity soccer on Saturday won also versus Kane. The varsity girls volleyball won last night against Eldred, which is a really good team. And now they're faced off against here, and we got a really fantastic volley going on here. And Tanner's pass over the wall, or over the net, was successful on that very successful volley. But Tanner's serve goes out of bounds. But yeah, Eldred's volleyball team was one of the better ones around, and Port was able to niche them out 3-1 in their match. And Sauer's serve was not able to be retrieved by Shields as it careened way out of bounds. Sauer's second serve is up. Dug up well. And just passed over. Set. Blocked by Smethport. And, oh, they were successful. Port was able to get that back. And a standing spike by Smith was able to find a hole in the defense. Now, just take a moment here, folks. I do understand that some of you may not be subscribed to this channel. That serve goes into the net. And that allows you to know when we go live, especially hitting that notification bell. You hit that, and it's all free, folks, so don't worry about it. Everything we do here for the school is free. It's all volunteer. So if you want to know when all of our sporting events happen, whether it's wrestling, basketball, football, occasionally soccer, when we get the scheduling time, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when we do go live. And Evans' serve just hits that top net. It seems a little taut tonight and didn't have any give to get that over the net. Smith is up for service. That was blocked and saved by Evans. Back and forth the ball is. And that ball drops just in. I apologize. I'm way off on the scores. I'm jibber-jabbering away here. And Smethport has brought it back 15-15. Evans is up. Standing back, or jumping. Back row. Spike by Eric is successful as it lands on the line. Getting a point for the Gators. And Daniel subs in with the libero, Eric. And Tanner has a false start. She's only allowed that once per serving turn. So she's not able to make that mistake again. And Smethport just gets that over as the play broke down. Daniels does immediate pass over. Schutt does the same thing. Evans sets. That's blocked. But Lemire was able to get that across, but it was blocked by Weimer, but no one was there to help get it back over the net. Tanner's second serve is good, but Smethport was able to pass it over. That's just tapped over Weimer's block, which is successful in scoring a point for the Gators. And once again, I'm behind on the scoreboard. I apologize, folks. It's 18-15 since all my support staff has decided to leave. On that note, if anyone is interested in volunteering, because as this is, we are 100% volunteer. Nice spike by Weimer to get a point for the Gators. And as such as we are volunteers, we do have other events in our lives going on that is, makes it sometimes difficult to get here on time. So if anyone is interested in assisting out and helping out with us up here in the stream team booth, it would be appreciated. So get a hold of myself, Dan Funk, Sean Lathrop, Doug Archer, and we would be able to see where we can fit you in for helping us out. And we got a substitution here, Tanner. For Gracie Donovan. High pass over there for Smethport. Donovan is there. Evans. Daniels taps it up and over, finds the hole. But fortunately, folks, we got an injury. And we're going to take a quick minute timeout here, folks, and we'll be right back. And for those of you who are watching, no, nothing has happened to your stream. That is us just turning off the video for the time being. So as soon as we get something more coming out, we will resume and the video will be restored. So make sure to don't turn off your live stream here, folks, okay? Alrighty, folks. Daniels is being able to help off by coaches and medical staff. So, video, got to click the buttons. Buttons, buttons, buttons. There we go. Now we're back. for the Gators, Haley Thomas subs in. It will be Port Allegany's ball as that point was successful. And that service by Limer is successful. And that goes out of bounds. Turn it over to the Gators, 22-16. And that service from Limer drops inside the center hole of the defense, and Shields was unsuccessful in getting to it. Limer's third service, up, and careens off of Smith's pass, and not successful. And Limer is currently serving now for set point. And Shields tries to recover that one, and that goes flying out of bounds long, which makes it a set for the Gators. Now, I'm not exactly sure who's looks like the Gators won the first one, which would make second words, Dan. Smethport, or Port Allegany is the winner. Obviously, it was a best out of 2 out of 3. And we're going to be muting for the time being for about 20 minutes, as that's going to be the warm-up for the team for the varsity girls and boys. And what you're seeing right now is a presentation of a successful championship run by Port Allegany Gators on Saturday, also at the Sheffield Volleyball Tournament. This is the second championship that they've won for Port Allegany, as they had also won the Brookville Tournament earlier. And also, Madeline Smith was successful in getting 500 career kills, which are spikes that turn into a point, last match. And the rest of it, don't have a program for. But until then, folks, we'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, as I come back from getting the rosters for both teams, we are going through senior night here for the Gators. And from my understanding is that they did some honoring of the Smethport players. And we got Leah Nelson and Madeline Smith with their senior night information. As I do believe this is, we're getting close here to, I don't have the actual schedule up in front of me, but they're getting close to some of their final home games. We're just honoring them, as I know Madeline and Leah have played many years here for the Gators. Once the senior night's done, then we'll get into the warm-ups. Yeah, I'm pulling up the schedule now, and it appears that I know we're missing some games from this online schedule, but I know we have Countersport away, and then away again in Gaelton. So this Thursday it's Countersport at Countersport, and then next Thursday is Gaelton in Gaelton. Let's see if I can find another schedule. Here I should have it already because my daughter is kind of already on the team. Alrighty, well I actually get a newer updated one that it looks like, yeah, we still got quite a few games here. So yes, we got Countersport, and then we got actually St. Mary's on the 12th. Home versus Northern Potter and Austin on the 13th and 15th, respectively. Oswego, yeah, so we still got a few more games here. So we're going to have another 1, 2, 3 more home announcement games. We'll be broadcasting here on PSAD Stream 1. We do have another channel, PSAD Stream 2, so if you happen to have junior high volleyball members, you should be able to catch them over there on that stream. If not, hey, send me a message because there's numerous people who actually have my number and know how to get a hold of me and make updates to me. There's numerous times where I'll go ahead and be broadcasting and they can barely hear me, and because of some changes, because we move equipment around, and a message gets to me, and then all of a sudden, hey, look, stream's fixed. So until then, folks, we're going to got another 20 minutes on the countdown, but no time has actually started on the clock yet, so it's still at 20 minutes. So get up, go take a break, get a drink, have a snack. We'll be back. Alrighty, folks, as we start off here, we're going to have the national anthem go through. Then we'll have the starting lineups brought out. And I don't have all of them. I do have the Gators, but I do not have all of Smethport starting lineups. So I'll be knowing that once they actually come running out. So we'll be taking another quick pause here for our national anthem. And unfortunately, since we got new headsets and boom mic, we do not have the ability to actually broadcast that. So stripes and that star through the perilous fight, where the ramparts we watch so gallantly stream, and the rockets red glare, and the bombs gleaming through the night, that our flag will still there. We'll say does that spangled banner yet wave in the land of the free, the home of the brave. I do apologize for that, folks. I do like to sing to that national anthem. Alrighty. So for Smethport, number 8, Saley Swanson. Number 18, Ellen Thomas. Number 3, Ellen Forcroy. Number 2, Elizabeth Hungsville. Number 21, Madison Swanson. Number 22, Bailey Simpson. And apparently I missed one. And for the Gators, we have number 5, Leah Nelson. Number 7, Ella Moses. Number 8, Jenna Renner. Number 9, Kaylee Dowell. Number 10, Madeline Smith. Number 11, Kyla Adriano. And number 23, Amber Funk. Now, for those of you listening out there, I actually have a running joke with Kyla because, as a mistake, someone had told me her first name was actually Kayla with a K-A-Y, and I was speedily corrected by my own daughter, who said, no, it's Kyla. So I do kind of make a running joke with her that I've got to correct that. Mispronunciations of names is something I try really hard not to do. So I know I've got 6 down. I'm checking to see who I missed for the Hubbers. Elaine Thompson, number 18. I missed her. So for Smethport, as I'm listening to, I don't have the announcement going at the same time. Number 3, Ella Forquar. Apologize. Number 8, Kaylee Swanson. Number 18, Aylin Thompson. Number 22, the libero, Bailey Fitzsimmons. Number 2, Elizabeth Hungeville. And number 21, Madison Swanson. 2 Swansons. Awesome. I'm going to have fun with that one. I will say, though, is I have seen Bailey Fitzsimmons play over the years, opposing the Gators quite a few times, and very impressive with her defensive skills as a libero. And it appears like the Gators have won the coin flip, and Leah Nelson is back for service. Her first service is up, And that goes short into the net, making it 1-0 Smethport already. And then we got a substitute already popping in. That'll probably happen quite a bit. Number 13, Carly Tanner comes in for Ella Farquhar. That service is good off Renner, and they got into the net, but Gators were able to get back. And Smethport was able to find the hole just outside of Kyla's reach. Swanson is back for her second service. Moses, long pass, gets it over the net. As that was a hard serve. Nelson, Renner, and Smith was able to find a hole on the right side. Turning the ball back over to the Gators, 1-0. Jenna Renner up for her first service of the night. And that drops just outside the reach of Fitzsimmons. Diving dig. Making it 2-2. And Fitzsimmons trying to get that pass over the net on the third hit. But Fayes was not able to get a good pass over. Renner's third serve careens off of Swanson's arms and deflects out of bounds. I do apologize. I am trying to do all this because if you were here for the JV game, my support staff decided to leave. So I'm doing all these technical aspects by myself. Renner's third service goes in. It's a little intermission there, folks. I dropped a pen over the side of my window here. And they're just getting it back to me up here. Little comical thing happening here. Funk and Renner had subbed out, and that's serve from Swanson went long. At least I believe it was Swanson. If not, it was Fayes. And back row spike from Fitzsimmons was able to get deflected. The Gators were able to get it back over the serve, over the net. And Swanson's spike goes long. And it makes it 6-3 with Kaylia Dowell up for her service. Swanson's pass. And Thomas gets called for going into the net. Immediately turning it over to the Gators. That pass, Fitzsimmons is there. Swanson. Smith was able to get across. Nelson and Moses able to be successful in a quick set spike. Swanson's pass is deflected outside the reach of Fitzsimmons, who was trying to track it down. And Smethport calls a timeout. So, I'm going to go ahead and take a 50-second break for water and be right back. And we're back, and Kaylea's serve finds a short hole in front of Feas, who is not able to get a successful dig up on it. Kaylea's next service is called in, as the Hubbers thought it had gone long. And Smethport has a quick pass off of that hard serve from Dowell, which finds the Gators unprepared, and it lands inside the line. Back for her service is Thomas. Thomas's serve careens off of Funk's pass, and Moses not able to fully track that down as it deflects off of the ceiling. And this is the one sport, folks, where the roof is actually in play, ironically, including our banners. I know you can barely see the side of them, but those are actually considered the ceiling and also in play. This is the only sport that I know of where you can actually bounce it off the ceiling and keep things going. And that service for the Hubbers goes long. Kyla's back for service. That one drops way inside for a point by finding a hole on that defense. Second service up. Passes around and a little miscommunication on Smethport's side. Not able to fully track that down. Swanson was able to pass it over. But Tanner was not able to hold on to it. And Kyla's second service goes short. And the other team, and her own teammates had to deflect it. Sorry, Kyla. In for Smethport is Forcroix. Her service is up, and that one careens long, turning it back over to the Gators. Funk and Renner switch out as Madeline Smith steps up. Smith's service is good. Forcroix. Fitzsimmons gets it over. Moses is there. Nelson back to Moses, and that was successful for a good point. And this is only the first set, folks, and we're 16-6. Madeline's second service goes wide. And turns it back over to the Gators as Swanson is up for her service. Kyla's there. Dowell. Smith. Fitzsimmons is there. Fayes. Big soft spike from Swanson to find the hole. And Smith and Adriano went diving for it. Funk swaps out for Adriano as liberos do. And the Gators come back with another quick point from a set from Nelson and a kill from Moses, making it 17-8. Moses' service is good. Breakdown in communication between Funk and Smith on who was going to be getting to that, as the Gators are not accustomed to that ball coming right back over. They're normally accustomed to a pass that goes to the front line and a set play, so they normally have a minute or two to establish their own defense. Smith dives. Dowell is there with a kill to the backside. Fitzsimmons with a diving dig attempt. Unsuccessful. Gotta give her credit for diving for those. It's a lot of effort to go into it. Nelson's service. Fitzsimmons is there. And that one careens just into the net. And Fayez is not able to get to it. And we've got a substitution. Renner goes out, and Brianna Hosterman comes in for the Gators. Fitzsimmons, Fayez. Smethport is able to get that across. And a quick play action between Nelson and Dowell, but Smethport is able to bounce it back and forth. A lot of action going back and forth. Another time they're able to get off the net. And the Gators were not able to recover that one. Yeah, some of the quick play. We got a substitution for Smethport. For Croc goes out. And Tanner comes in. Swanson's service goes in short. And we got another substitution for the Gators. And number 17, Jocelyn Marine, comes in. Making it 20-10. Fitzsimmons is able to dig that up. Service is over. And that just goes out of bounds. Making it 21-10. Marine's second service is good, but that Smethport's pass goes into the net just a little long outside of their reach and not able to make a play, making it 22-10. And then we have another substitution. Kyla Adriano goes out. And Lily Babcock comes in. And that service from Marine goes way long. Making it 22-11 Smethport. Fayez is, I do believe, yep, Fayez is back. And her service goes into the net. Some common errors are happening for both the Gators and for the Hubbers. Funk subs in as liberos do. And Dowell's service careens just outside. Had a little too much curve to it as they were serving for set point. And I didn't see who was coming back up there. Give it a second. Oh, there we go. Thomas services. Funk trying to track that down. Not able to, as that careens just wide. And Smethport's service careens outside, making it 23-14. There was a score issue as I was trying to keep track up there with the scoreboard. And Babcock comes up for her first service of the match. That's good as it drops right down on the ankles and toes of Fitzsimmons, and Fitzsimmons was not able to successfully get that. And that is the end of the first set. Port Allegany leads 1-0, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, as we come out of that intermission, Smethport is up for their service, with Swanson for the first serves is set and waiting for the go whistle. Looks like everything's set. There's the whistle. Port Allegany leads this match 1-0. It is a best of 5. Swanson service over to Smith. Moses sets her backline spike, and as Fitzsimmons is able to have a fantastic dig, able to get it to her teammates, but they were not able to successfully retrieve the ball. And Port gets the win. And Thomas's kill is highly successful there as they find a hole in the defense. Fayes' serve goes careening outside the line, and Renner comes up for her service for the Gators. Smethport's not able to make a play happen. Renner all the way over, gets it over to Nelson, and Nelson's pass over to Smith is unsuccessful as it careens just past that flag, and Smith was not able to get it. Renner and Funk's sub out. Fitzsimmons' serve hits that top tape, and its momentum dies where Moses was not able to reach it. Fitzsimmons' second serve. Funk's there to get it. Moses, the backline spike. Smethport able to get it back. Moses back over to Nelson, to Kyla. Nelson, Kyla, Smith, and Fitzsimmons had to reach for it with one hand, but the team was not able to catch up to it, making it 3-3. Dowell's service goes wide and high. Fitzsimmons is there. Funk. Nelson. Moses tries to go across the net, but unfortunately Smethport was there. And again, Smethport is trying to get a play happening. Smethport is there. That time, Smethport is playing really good defense, but Nelson and Smith connected for a kill. As Smith found an opportunity cross court, making it 4-3. Dowell's service is up. Swanson is there. Moses, Nelson, Smith, and we're called for in the net on number 21, Madison Swanson, which immediately draws the play dead. Dowell's third service. As Smethport's play was not able to successfully get it back over the net. Looked like they were trying to do a cross court like what Madeline Smith did. Was unsuccessful. Dowell's fourth service goes way long, and Smethport lets it go. Forquer and Tanner sub out as Forquer comes up for service. That service is good. As it goes long, quick tie-up from Smethport and the Gators, but they're able to get it across on that point. Sometimes, folks, I do just catch myself watching the game. And Forquer is there, digs it up. Fayes to Swanson, Funk. Smith is there with a quick tap. Smethport able to set it up. Dowell, Funk, Smith. that quickly comes back over. Moses, and that goes, Moses' spike is successful in scoring that point. Adriano services up. It goes short, but Fitzsimmons is there ready for it. Dowell, Nelson, and Smith's spike creams just off the edge of her hand as she looked like she was aiming for that cross court again. And Swanson's up for Smethport service. Funk, Dowell, Smith gets it across. It hits that top tape, and Smith was able to get that just to roll over the net. And Smith's service goes wide left. Nelson is there to take Hungville's Moses. Nelson just pushes it quick over, trying to catch him unaware. And we got another net call on number 18, Aylin Thomas, which immediately turns the ball over, making it 10-6 as soon as my equipment decides to catch up to me. Moses' service careens off of Swanson. Moses' second serve goes short. And Swanson is up for service. That's Kaylee Swanson. And her service also drops in short. And we have a substitution for Tanner. Nelson's service. Swanson is there. Fayes. And Thomas is able to find the hole just in front of Nelson. Fayes is back, and that one had some juice on it, as that was low and had some distance. Renner is back for her service. That one also drops in short. A lot of quick, simple mistakes happening where both teams not able to get it over the net on their services. Fitzsimmons is back. Hers drops in. Moses is there. They get it. Adriano gets it over to Smith. Hungville was able to just tap it over. Adriano and Moses successfully able to get that recovered. Moses now to Nelson. Quick to Dowell. Blocked by Hungville. Making it 13-9. And Fitzsimmons called for a line fault. Turns it over to the Gators. Dowell's service is up and good. That's drops in with Funk. Nelson is able to get it over to Smith, and Smith's kills was not able to be returned by Fitzsimmons, who had a good attempt at it. Making it 15-9. Dowell service, Fitzsimmons. Fayes, high lobber of Hungville. Funk is able to get there. They're able to get over to Smith. Nelson, good defense. And It goes over. Smith was there. But Swanson was able to successfully put that back over and have it drop in. Fourcroy is up. That's good, but it bounces over to Smethport's side. And a big kill by Moses that deflects off of Fourcroy and out of bounds. And while the ceiling is in, the walls unfortunately are not. And Adriano's service drops in. And we got a timeout by Smethport. So we'll have a 50-second intermission here, and we'll be right back. And that play, sorry, came back. That play landed in the referee's chair, out of bounds. Adriano serves is up. And Fitzsimmons thought that was going out, let it go. And I'm way behind on the score. That's 19-11. Adriano's third serve, up. Deflects off that top ribbon. Funk is there, passes over to Smith. Smith kills, picked up by Fitzsimmons. And as Smethport is able to get that across, Smith's spike down the line just cranes just outside of its touch. Swanson's service is up. Funk is able to deflect it, but Adriano was able to get there, got it over to Smethport, and they just, Smethport was able to tap it just in front of Adriano, who was not able to pick it up. Swanson's service is up. Nelson is there, and Moses taps it across. Fitzsimmons has to push it across as the play didn't happen right. Funk to Nelson. Smith's kill is blocked. And Hungville is able to find a tapping space in the defense of the Gators, making it 19-14. And the Swanson service goes wide, or quite long. Renner and Funk switch out. Smith up for first service. Fourcroy has a tough time of it because it came in just above the chest level, which is a hard place for volleyballers because you can't bump it and then they can't also make a pass of it. And Fitzsimmons had a really good diving save their attempt. And Swanson tried to punch it over the back, but it craned just short into the net, making it 22-14. Smith's service, Fitzsimmons got it up. Fayes Swanson gets it over. Adriano Nelson Moses. Moses tries to get it over, but it hits the net. Nelson's able to get a fist on it, and it goes out of bounds. And Fitzsimmons and Thomas sub out. Hungville is back for her service. And Hungville, that goes out of bounds, making it 23 to 15. And Hungville and Fitzsimmons sub out again on a double rotation. We got a substitution on Smethport's side. Renner subs out. And Hosterman comes in. Moses' service goes long and turns it over. Funk is there. Nelson. Dowell has a deflected pass, or spike. Smethport was able to get across. Osterman tries to spike, but Smethport is able to get it. Nelson to Dowell to Smith, and I'm not catching up. Smith with a diving dig. Nelson, quick tap over. Smethport sets a spike, sets a play up. And Port Allegany is called for a tip, where it then goes out of bounds. And Tanner subs in for Fort Craw, making it 23 to 17. And Swanson's service is unable to be returned by Smith, making it 23 to 18. Smith was able to dig that up, got it to Nelson, and a hanging spike by Dowell was able to get it just over the net and over the defense of the Hubbards, making it 24 to 18, which is set point for the Gators. Nelson's service off of Swanson. Fitzsimmons is there, and Swanson tried to get it across, but that ended up hitting the top beam and on their third hit. That is the set, which has Port Allegany leading 2-0. We'll take a 2-minute break here, folks, as we got the intermission between the two teams of the set. Alrighty, folks, as we come back out of that intermission, Nelson's service is good. Fitzsimmons was able to get it to the rest of her teammates, get it across as we're catching up to the play here. And Thomas's spike attempt cranes just outside of the reach of Nelson, making it 1-0. Swanson service. Dowell is there. It goes over to Smethport. And Fayes is able to set Thomas. And Thomas had a successful spike in the corner, finding that gap in the defense. Swanson's second service drops into the net. Now we got a substitution between Forecourt and Tanner. Funk subs in for Renner, getting a little more defense out there. And Funk up for her service. That was good. Swanson, Fitzsimmons, Thomas, and that ball just happens to drop in between the defense. Fayes back for service for Smethport. And Funk lets that go long and out of bounds. Dowles is now up for hers own service. Fitzsimmons with a good dig. Smethport gets it across to Swanson. And Nelson and Moses connect for a quick spike. And they're able to catch the Smethport team off guard. Dowell's service goes long, turning it back over to Smethport. And Hungville and Swanson swap out as liberos do. The Thomas service goes into the net. And now Thomas and Fitzsimmons sub back out to keep the libero, who is excellent normally in defense. And Swanson was not able to get Adriano's service. As the Gators able to get to that, Smith's booming spike goes right to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons is able to dig that up. And Smith's tap was blocked as it was set over by Adriano. Adriano diving again, but it's just outside her reach as she was expecting a little bit harder spike, but not able to, was not expecting a quick, small drop. And the score is 5-5. I apologize, I am a little behind on the schedule. Fourcroy gets it up. Funk, Adriano, standing spike for Moses. Moses jumps down as the ball just comes over. Moses again able to get to the ball. Nelson with a spike, and that creams off Fourcroy's arm, goes out of bounds. Good offense and defense by both Smethport and Gators. Renner and Funk switch out as they're on the same, on the rotation there. Nelson and Fitzsimmons is there. Fayes got it over, but not sure. I think it was Swanson. I was looking down at my notes. That service goes out of bounds, making it 7-5. And Smith's service cranes a little bit off of Fitzsimmons' arm. The rest of the team is not able to track it down. Fitzsimmons' service curves out of bounds. Funk and Adriano sub back in and out. Swanson service. Smith able to go back and forth. Renner, Nelson, back to Renner's booming spike. Fitzsimmons with a big dig. And Nelson's service has Moses just mistimed her jump. And that just drops on the Gators. Smith, back to Moses. Moses able to get a roof call on it and able to drop it on the Hubbards. Fitzsimmons is there with another good defense on a previous spike. Fitzsimmons once again for Core. Swanson was able to get that open over. Renner, her spike goes long, giving the point to Hubbards. Fitzsimmons back for her service. Apologize if some of this is just repetitive. Smith, Funk, Nelson gets it over as the third hit. Not a good play action. Swanson with a big booming spike. Renner, Funk able to save it. Dowell gets it over. And Thomas tries to get the spike from as Faya set her up, but that goes right into the net. And Adriano and Funk switch back out. And Smethport tries to do a quick service on that. And Fitzsimmons looked like it was expecting it to go a different direction, and it landed just in front, making the score 11-8. Nelson's back up for her second service. Swanson and Smethport is able to get it over to Thomas. Thomas was able to successfully find the hole in the Gators defense. Swanson service is up. That goes long. And once again, turning the ball over. Tanner and Forcroy sub out. As they want to try, it looks like they're trying to get a little more height into the front row. And then Renner in Marine substitute out. Marine service is good. Thomas just taps it over the block of Dowell. Nelson is there. Smith was trying to do the same thing, and they were just able to get it over. Smith was able to catch it, but the rest of the team was not able to catch up to it and save it as it lands inbounds. And Fayas's serve curves out of bounds. It looked like she was trying to go down the line. Dowell's service is up. Fitzsimmons is there. Pass up to the front. And Moses is there to knock it right back down, as Smethport was not ready for that quick return. Dowell hits that top net. That net's getting a little bit of use today as it just curves and falls out. And Adriano and Hosterman, nope, not Hosterman, and Babcock come in. And Fitzsimmons lets that ducks out of the way as she lets it go out of bounds. And Hungville and Fitzsimmons swap out as their rotation kicks in. Funk is there to get that service, and they are able to be successful in getting across. And Nelson to Smith, and Smith is able to get a successful kill on it. And we have another substitution where Thomas and Fitzsimmons coming back out. And Adriano's come back in, and Marine is back out. Smethport not able to get a successful pass as that goes way deep for the Hubbards. And Adriano's service is not able to be returned by Swanson, where it drops in short. And the Hubbards are forced to call a timeout, making it 18-11. And I'll be right back. As we come back, folks, currently 18-11, Gators in the lead with Adriano back to service. Once again, folks, I know I said it before, but if you haven't done so, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you can see and know when we go live for all of our sporting events. And the Gators are called for 4 hits on that one. Fourcroy's service is up. Dowell is able to get there. Nelson and Smith connect. And Smith's service comes up with an ace. And Smethport was not able to hold on to it. Fitzsimmons. And Dowell's tried to save that off of Swanson's big spike. And the Hubbard service goes out of bounds. And Funk and Adriano subbed out. Moses' service is up, and that goes short into the net. Fitzsimmons is up for Smethport. That drops in on Smith. Moses, big spike from Renner, finds the hole between their defensive block, making it 22-14. Nelson's service is high lob. Fitzsimmons is there. Fayes is able to get across. The backline spike from Smith was unsuccessful as that goes wide right. Swanson's second service goes short into the net, making it 23-15. Funk swaps out with Renner, and we got a substitution with Fourcroy and Tanner. Funk service is good. Fitzsimmons is there. Fayes, Thomas is pushed it across, but Nelson was able to dig it up. Thomas again. Nelson was able to get there. Adriano, I'm getting my names mixed up here. But Adriano's not able to get a good dig on that. Turning the point over to the Hubbards. Huge spike one from Fayas. That's had a lot of juice on it. Fayas overs to Tanner. Funk is there. Nelson. Smith with a big spike. Deflects it off, but Smethport is able to get across and have it drop just in front of Nelson. Fayas over to Smith. Nelson gets it over to Adriano, but Fitzsimmons is there to dig it up. And that spike goes out of bounds. Turn it over to the Gators. And as Dowell is stepping up for match point, as the Gators are leading this 2-0 in the series. And this is a best of 5. Thomas is blocked, as the spike is blocked, but Funk, Smith, and Adriano are there. They're able to get across. And Thomas's block was blocked again. Moses was there, but they were back and forth. I didn't catch all of that play. You can watch it on a replay and back it up. But that makes it 25-17. And the Gators come away with a sweep, 3 sets to none in this match against Smethport. Now keep in mind, folks, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when we actually go live again, which at this moment, per the schedule, we will be live on the 13th versus Northern Potter right here on PSAD Stream 1. Until next time, folks, thank you very much. We'll see you later.